This question is for Angelina. As a survivor, when you speak to your family and friends about emotional abuse, what is their response?
So, I'll start off by saying every single woman in my family is a victim of domestic violence. And it was a conversation that not that they didn't want to have, but more right, they didn't have the permission to speak about it. They were conditioned to believe that, what happens in this house stays in this house, and you don't go telling them people our business. And what they did was, unfortunately, they passed that same exact narrative down to the next generations and the next generations. So when I got out of my domestic violence relationship, I decided to dive into education so I could learn about it. I knew it as a survivor, I just didn't know it as an educator. So I couldn't teach something that I didn't know from the other side. And what I did was I started using my family members, and you guys probably hear me say this a lot when I talk. I used them as guinea pigs. And everything I learned, I would come back and I would test it on them. And there were moments where we would have very deep, in-depth conversations. And I was learning more about the women in my family through these conversations. They were able to teach me more. And their resilience was out of this world. I couldn't believe half of the things that were coming out of their mouths. I'm how did you deal with how did you survive? And I'm gonna say this again because Erica Ewing is in the back. And she's our co-founder of Sisters in Purple. And she reminded us, she's also your soul. Yeah, give it up for her. She reminded us this year of this quote that she said when we went to the steps of City Hall this month, and it was, don't ask me why I stayed, ask me how I survived. And that was the conversation I started having with my family. How did you survive this?